just a mist of when hot air and cold water meets, then that will happen. The church, and behind it you have the presidential palace. What? And there are no guards.
It's beautiful in this light.
Wow, 20 years.
Yes. And he was considering to retire, but he said, okay, I'll... And coming up you see a lot of semi-detached. You don't see it anymore because there's a big supermarket in front of it, but we will pass it. It would be Össur. Össur is a world leader in providing prosthetics to handicapped people. Have the lights on, both front and back. Otherwise accidents could happen. It's like painting. Yeah. The lights. So all of this land here, it's fairly old. It's the eruption, big eruption in this area, that was 9,000 years. And that's exactly their name in Icelandic, it's gable houses.
Je kan die niet wegzien, die gaat nog een stukje door en dan maakt het hele weg boven.
Oh ja.
Kijk je terug naar dat meer en dan ga je zo richting.
Jökull, the long glacier, right? And like I mentioned also to some of you, I mean, it was from over here that there was an eruption about 9,000 years ago.
So you see this line here? That is the line between Europe and America, and this is pulling apart across this line. So this is running north to south. This is Reykjavik, and we are here at Tingvellir. Alright, and we've got Shield volcano here, huge glacier here. This kind of boundary is called a constructive boundary. This explains why there are so many volcanoes, so many fissures. A 3D model like this one gives you a very good idea of the shape, the relief of the land, which maps try to show on 2 dimensions using contour lines.
I'm just going to throw this in here.
Yes, we
Yeah,
will
no
go
kidding.
down there, but first we will go up there. Sorry?
Whoa.
I'm sure. Be lava.
You've already told us that.
Yes, but some new ones have come.
Yeah.
And
Guys,
let's move up on the viewing post.
Charger.
these fissures are evidence of the plates pulling apart, and they're quite deep. This area was an ancient meeting place and where they first had their government.
And the way that they did it was that they put a skin of a calf on the ground, nailed it down with pegs, and then they were fighting there with swords until first bloodshed. When the first drop of blood came, then somebody had lost and somebody had won. Somebody wants to have a sip of this magic honey? No, you can't buy it. You can't buy it. It's homemade, home brewed. It's simply water and a tiny bit of sugar. Hello, let's take it like that.
Everybody, guys, form a line. Guys, everybody.
Take it all in one round.
Can you show me the glass? No, don't. Show me the glass. Are your hands in the way?
Are we allowed seconds?
Are we allowed seconds for tomato soup?
That's the most horrible drink I've ever tasted.
Cheers, Iona.
Cheers.
Iceland.
I downed my first one, so I had to have a second.
Iceland.
Iceland. Remember? Like, no.
Please, sir.
It'll be funny when it's walked it down there.
Wouldn't be nice to go down there.
Three, 2, 1.
There's only one. 3. No one we shouting.
So each layer is an eruption. It's all basalt. On the left is the American plate, on the right is the European plate.
I do that. I walk like that. I so much.
And if you take the leaves and you crush them, you remember that Bethany, she fell and that would have, if that would have been a proper wound and it would have been bleeding, stop bleeding instantly.
Whoa. I'm so childish.
So Achilles, the Greek fighter, he kept this with him all times, and so did the Vikings. But in Icelandic, this little plant is actually called vadhumal, and that into translation would be field hops. In the days of the 930s.
60s chieftains.
And they would have an assistant next to them, probably a cousin or somebody that was a trusted friend, a blood brother. And then they would give people and horses and beer, and they were having a party, and they were trading and cheating on each other and all that. Ordinary life.
The Law Council of 60 chieftains had one speaker. The speaker was supposed to be able to recite all the law every year during the meeting. Later, the laws were written down. It was like an annual festival lasting about 2 weeks. In the 16th century, the Law Council came under the power of the Norwegian king and then the Danish king.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3,
some of the fissures are full of water. I can imagine Gollum enjoying living somewhere like this. The water was crystal clear.
Yeah, I can see it perfectly. But yeah, there's some really big 8-pounders.
So they were huge, like 2-3 feet long. Oh, so apparently our bus broke down.
Yeah, the tyre popped.
No.
Yeah, he was changing the tyre when we left.
Was it?
Yeah.
The Icelandic flag there kind of sums up the trip. Huge,
Yeah.
great
That would be
mountain
the last
ranges.
one. It could go out, and this is the music's fading away. You see the Iceland.
You can see on the rocks there are all these different lichens. They do not grow if there is any pollution. They die off if there's any acid rain or atmospheric pollution.
Most people would never.
At this point, our bus driver was changing one of the tires.
Hello.
Time for a photo opportunity.
Ines, you're looking down.
Some singing.
Yours the sprinkler.
Want to hand jive, baby. Want to hand jive, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What are you guys doing? Oh yeah. Want to hand jive. Oh yeah. I jump. Wait first. 1, 2, 3, go. I say what's up. Hey, what's up. I say what's up. Hey, what's up. You're doing what's up. Hey, what's up. You're doing what's up. Hey, what's up. Got time. Oh yeah. Go. I say what's up. Hey, what's up. I say what's up. Hey, what's up. You're doing what's up. Hey, what's up. You're doing what's up. Hey, what's up.
As I also mentioned, we have 4 different kinds of Arctic char here. We have very small dwarf char, which is not bigger than your finger. Typically is handled mostly inland.
This route is called the Golden Circle by the tourist operators.
Up and like that, the cluster of houses that we have over there. In Yellowstone, you find them down in New Zealand, etc. But this is the area that was first recognized and supposed to become the most well-known.
Smoky.
And by the way, the actual out of the softer soil and the winter and the cold and the frost has broken up.
Next stop, a famous waterfall.
We had mozzarella, tomato, and bamboo.
It's amazing.
Ooh, are you going to have which one you're going to have?
That one.
So nice.
When you're ready, when you are.
Go, bro.
Go.
It's a car.
I can't.
Guys, it's 109 tons of water per minute. No, per second.
Good one.
I can't cross like that in a hotel.
In this diagram, the really hard rock is the blue layers of basalt. This lady campaigned to keep the waterfall protected. Why is there what looks like a layer of snow? The The spray from the waterfall freezes and makes these little icicle formations. Can you see here the layers of harder basalt?
Why don't you get people to go up on the rocky bit apparently gangman style? You don't like that is. So that's more than quick enough.
Look at the amount of water piling over these waterfalls.
This is top, and there's hard basalt above.
It's digging deep down there and it's retreating up there.
Yes.
Sir,
Topped and then basalt.